So, where in the hell do you find greasers? Hey, what's going on, maniacs? You know who it is. Madman here. So, where do you find greasers? I've been getting this question a lot, guys. I get it in comments and messages. I get it in live streams. That's right, I've been doing a lot of live streams on my Instagram lately. So if you're not following me there, links in the description below. Go give it a click. You won't be sorry. But I've always been asked the questions, where do you find greasers? Where can I meet greasers local to me? And I feel your pain. Trust me, I do. Because where I'm at, there really is no rockabilly scene, so really there's no greasers to be had. However, do not fret, little fritter. There is something that you can do. Now, before I get into tonight's topic, where to find greasers, for those that don't know or have forgotten, Madman has his own pomade. That's right, Mad Wax Rebel Slick. The official pomade of the Madman. It's a thing. Get yours now. Links will be in the description below. You dig? Also, for those that have been asking about t-shirts, about doing new designs, well, I've got new designs up. I'll even post them up here, over here, or somewhere on the screen here. I'll post up the new designs that I have on my Teespring. Again, those links are in the description below. Go give them a click. I also want to take the time to recognize and personally thank all of the different subscribers that have been buying the merch and have the t-shirts. I know you guys are digging them. I've been posting them on my Instagram. I'm going to go ahead and post some of them on here as well. I want to say thank you very much. I appreciate your support. It all goes to help the channel. It keeps the Madman going. So thanks again. Love ya. So, getting into the topic, where to find greasers. Well, first and foremost, in order to understand this, you kind of have to know about subcultures, and you have to know about what greasers were, where they would be, what they would do, what they wouldn't do. So I'm always getting questions about, can I do this as a greaser? Can I do that? The question is not whether you can or can't. I mean, you're a person, you do as you want to do. The question is, would a greaser do that? Are you going to find Madman at a Lil Wayne concert? Absolutely not. Are you going to find Madman at a Toby Keith concert? Absolutely not. And the reason for that is I don't dig those things. I like to do greaser shit. You know, hot rod shows and rockabilly shows. You know, and custom culture art shows. Stuff that I'm interested in. Greaser related things. Because I'm a greaser. Gee, imagine that. Go figure.
Back to that back. That's right. Down check, so in my hand the ribbon, beat to the crack. That's proper right there.
So essentially, it's not about trying to change the culture to fit what you like. It's either you like it or you don't. That's why we have subcultures. That's why we have, pretty much any differences of music and art and vehicles and brands of beer, brands of cigarettes. We all kind of like different things. So those that like the old school rockabilly and the greaser and the retro 50s rock and roll renegade rebel type stuff, they go and become greasers. They get involved. It's been around forever and a day, and it's still here, and it ain't going anywhere. As you guys that have been with me for quite a while already know, I was born in North Long Beach, California, Southern California, or SoCal. And the greaser rockabilly scene is really, really big out there. It's kind of like the epicenter where you're going to find all kinds of cool shows, bands, big bands to local little bands, underground type things, backyard shows. You're going to find lots of rockabilly enthusiasts. You're going to find psychobillys and hepcats and greasers and all kinds of cool retro related things. And the farther you get out east towards the East Coast, you start having pockets of resistance. You are the resistance. This is Madman, and you are the resistance. Total movie pun intended. But you start to get little pockets of resistance, greasers, rockabilly enthusiasts throughout the country, the farther east you go. And typically you will see bigger congregations of them in some of the bigger cities. But do not fret, because just because you live in a small town or a little suburb doesn't mean there isn't something maybe going on within your vicinity. You just may not be aware of it yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off old school, the way that it used to be done when I was growing up, when you wanted to find out more information about shows and other things that were rockabilly, greaser related. So, of course, what I'm talking about are magazines. That's right, magazines, the way that things used to be found out, whether it be Car Culture Deluxe or Old School Rods. Those magazines I grew up with in high school, man. Every time they would come out with an issue every month. I think it's now every 2 months they have an issue. I used to pick it up every chance I could. I've spent a lot of money on these magazines throughout the years. I don't really buy them much anymore, but I used to buy them all the time. And then, of course, this gets me to another point. I'm specifically talking about America because it's what I know mostly about, but I do realize that I have an international rockabilly following, and these things will pertain to you within the context of your own country's borders or other countries that you visit. You dig? Another really great magazine is the UK Rock and Roll magazine. Now, for those that remember, last year I went to the UK to visit Rock and Roll Joker. Well, guess where the shows that I went to were found at? This magazine. As a matter of fact, look, the Custom Culture Blast-Off show, the one I went to last year. Right on the back of the magazine. Full spread. You get it? The magazines are a very good place to find, bands, weekenders, shows, all kinds of things. As a matter of fact, here we go. I just opened it up. Boom, here, look. Advertising for another show, right there. There's all sorts of really cool stuff in these magazines. There's a lot of reviews. There's articles. All sorts of things. You'll find out a lot of information. So always go with your magazines. Don't forget that. Now, going on to the next part, it is easier, more now than ever, to find shows. And the reason for that is the internet and how developed it's become within the last, say, 15 years. When I first started, you couldn't find much on the internet. You had to know specifically what to type in and what to look for, and even then it was still hard. You had to go through all the pages, and you may be on the 51st page of Google, you might find a little trinket of gold. You're like, oh, I found out something. But now that we have social media, it's very easy to find this stuff. On Facebook, you have groups. Go in there, type rockabilly groups, psychobilly groups, greasers, meetups, weekenders, all, shows, whatever. All it takes is a few keystrokes, a couple of clicks, join a group, start getting involved, start talking to people. You'll be surprised who you meet, and they'll be able to help you and tell you about stuff, word of mouth. The subcultures have always been a word of mouth thing. It's not like some of the, it's not like the normie culture where, you can literally just watch TV and see adverts for shows or products or this, that, and the other. It's very much contained within what we do. And that goes for punk rock and metal and all that kind of stuff as well. So use the internet. Check out the different groups. Join the groups. Start meeting people. Start looking at where their shows might be. There might be a show that, maybe it's not in your town, if you live in a small town. Maybe it's in the next big city over. Well, invest a few dollars and grab a bus or catch a ride or do something and go check out a show. You're bound to find some greasers there, some rockabilly enthusiasts. They're just people that are in general are interested in that kind of music. Now, another way of finding greasers, rockabilly enthusiasts, people involved in the scene, well, think of hunting. Think of, how do you hunt, right? You gotta have bait. You gotta go to where the animal that you're hunting would go. The beast that we're hunting is the rockabillys, the greaser scene, right? We want to be there. We want to start being around them. So you go to the local watering hole. You go to places that attract those kinds of people with the same interest as you. What draws greasers, rockabilly enthusiasts the most? Music, bands, right? Now, most of your old schoolers, Most of them are pretty much gone. And there's only a few hanging around, sadly. But we have a lot of modern rockabilly bands, psychobilly bands that are still kicking and thriving and surviving and doing the things. And they do weekenders. They play bars and clubs. They play festivals. They play restaurants. They play in all sorts of places. So take some of your favorite bands, whether it be the Stray Cats or the Three Bad Jacks, Tony and the Rockets, Old Reverend Horton Heat. Pick a band that you like and go check out their tour. Check out their schedule. See where they're going to play. Follow them on social media, whether it be Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. Follow them. See what they're up to. Because most likely, if they're playing, there's bound to be some greasers and rockabillys that are going to come watch. Again, what attracts them, right? Are you going to see Madman at a Toby Keith concert? Hell no. But you will see Madman at a Hillbilly Casino event, whether it be in a bar, whether it be at a weekender. If it's close enough to me and I got the money on hand to go and I got some time to kill, I'm going. Madman's always kind of keeping an eye out locally for different shows or weekenders or bands that might come play. Sadly, again, there's not much of a scene, so it's not a real big draw, so they don't really book a lot of stuff around here. But whenever they do, I do try to check it out and go see what's going on. So I do feel your pain. Another place you will find greasers, rockabilly enthusiasts, custom culture people, are hot rod shows, whether it be customs and classics, whether it be hot rods and rat rods, whatever. You will find greasers and custom culture people, rockabilly enthusiasts, at the car shows as well. So if they're holding local car shows, start checking those out. You'd be surprised who you meet. And this leads me to the last part of this video. When you go to shows and you start meeting people, you start making connections. And again, you never know who you're meeting and who they know and what they do, what they know about. So pick people's brains. Don't be afraid to ask a few questions. Be cool, hang out, have some fun, ask some questions. They may know something. Again, it's word of mouth. People will hand knowledge down. That's how it was done when I was growing up, and it's still done like that very much to this day. So the overall message is start checking things out, start looking into things, start taking those steps, go to shows, start getting involved, have some fun. Again, you never know who you're going to meet and the kind of friends you're going to make. One last quick point, take Viva Las Vegas for instance. There's people that have been going to Viva for like 20 years. They started going way back in the day, and they're still going now. They have friends from around the world that they meet up with at Viva. And they've been doing it year after year after year as it's been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So again, the overall message is go out, be seen, talk to people, meet people, make connections, make friends. Again, you might end up making some lifelong friends and have some really fun times. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, like, subscribe, share, favorite, comment, and all that sort of stuff. And as always, if you don't know, get a clue, get a brew, get a rock and roll tattoo, hang loose, be safe. Madman says thank you for the support, thank you for all the fans around the world. I'm enjoying it, I enjoy talking to you. Follow me on my social media, the Facebook fan page, the Instagram, links in the description below, all that sort of stuff. And I think rant's over, and Madman's gonna get out of here. Madman out.